Hello, Mike. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, Mike. Nice to see you.
You too. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yes.
So, this is a one-on-one meeting, or we
Yep.
are?
This is the one-on-one meeting. This is what everybody gets one of these meetings to start with. No matter where they're at, if they join the free group or the paid group, they get this meeting just to kind of initially figure out where you're at, where you're going,
Yeah,
and where do we need to tailor stuff for you.
excellent, excellent. I'm very excited to learn from you. There are lots of things that I want to ask you, but first, I want you to give me some tips and how to start it. And maybe I can introduce myself first that you can see. I'm at mm, Kingston, Ontario, Canada. I'm right now. I'm sitting at the faculty chair in the biology department. So my PhD was on the hydroponics, aeroponics system, and I dedicated about 35 years on the different CEA, large greenhouses, small greenhouses, vertical farming. Even I published several papers, and in the last 5 years, just my students are just learning about horticultural lighting and different aeroponic system, hydroponic system, mostly on the vertical farm. But I had the very, very limited experience on the microgreen, so I just started microgreen about 4 months ago, and now I my like a garage, parking garage is full of the greens. I have a good successful in the some of them, not all, and now I'm trying to do some marketing to demonstrate because the Kingston is a very small city, is a place for retirement,
Hmm.
and we have a very fancy cuisine restaurant. So my target is just focusing on the restaurant, uh, but here are the things that I cannot. Provided several samples for the chefs and the restaurants, but I didn't get a very good even the real response. So I have to go and ask them again. Anytime that I go there and talk to them, they are very friendly and they appreciate the sample that they said yes, we will get back to you, but it's not happening. So I think I'm missing something, and I'm very open to any suggestion and comment. Yeah,
Okay. Well, you got a great background in plant growing, so that's awesome.
thank you.
How are
Yeah,
you growing your microgreens? Are you doing them hydroponically? Are you doing them soil
yeah.
based? Or
I start with hydroponics and with the hemp mat
hmm.
or even cocoa, but based of the something that I learned, it's for professional. I want to learn, so now I'm just using organic soil or potting soil. Yeah,
Good. First, that's we tried hydroponically and it just didn't seem to work as well. We do have a connection with the hemp grower here in the state that has a lot of bypass of products that they're making hemp mats. And we told her the problem I think is that the mats are too small, too thin. There's not enough for it to
yeah,
root into.
yeah,
So she's gonna make some that are thick, like you like thick like soil would be in there. So
yeah,
maybe someday we will have that, and maybe it'll work correctly that way.
yeah,
But right now,
yeah.
yeah, I do highly recommend organic soil base. So I'm
You
glad that
don't
you're doing
need
that.
to worry about the pH and EC because all the
Yes.
time I'm measuring pH and EC. All
Mm-hmm.
this is fluctuating, and even contamination. I have to have add hydrogen peroxide or UV light. So
Mm-hmm.
lots of the
Yeah.
hassle. But your
Keep it simple.
yes, is it your method is very simple and easy. Yeah, I like it.
Awesome. So your niche is going to be restaurants.
Yes,
So what are you growing that's going to be for restaurants?
yes. That can I share my screen? This
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
something
yeah.
that
Let me.
uh,
I might have to let it happen. So
yes,
it might be able to. Go ahead and try.
yes.
See,
Uh,
I don't think it's locked.
okay,
Yeah,
okay. So you can see my screen. Uh, now you can see that this Word document.
it's a little small, but I
How
can
about
read it.
now?
There we go. Yeah,
Yeah. So this is a main product that I'm successful to doing. Baby radish, sweet pea, popcorn, broccoli, kale, cilantro, and leek. But I had tried so many times, and I saw your video about the uh, mm, like a sunflower. I didn't get any good result from sunflower or root beet or others. But so far, I'm good with these seven microgreens.
nice. Okay, good. That's a good mix to start with. Only thing I would recommend is something with some like color, like red or purple, a little bit more than what radishes would be. And
Yeah,
an easy one to put in that maybe is like a cabbage.
cabbage.
Yeah, because it grows very similar to broccoli and kale.
Hmm.
Same setup, same everything with them. And, but it
Okay,
gives you something with color.
okay, cabbage. And also, I try amaranthus, but uh, it's going very well. But at the middle, even leek and the amaranthus because they have a very tiny and soft structure, they fall. Even I give them very good water, they just like lay down and uh, not standing all the time. So that's a
Which crop was that?
for the micro leek and
Like,
amaranthus amount.
well, we're getting ready to go do a grow along on leeks, so
Yeah,
it might be a good one for you to go to or at least watch the replays on because we're gonna go into detail how to grow leeks, and we
good.
currently are getting like 10 ounces off of leeks, so
Oh, that's a
make you
good
really
number.
profitable at 10 ounces a leek.
Mm.
So
So you said uh, what I should add it?
we're going to be doing a grow along series on
No,
the
no, no.
leeks.
I just forgot
Oh,
the
add on the crops,
yeah,
cabbage, like
cabbage.
a
Okay.
like a purple cabbage, a red acre cabbage, something like that. Yeah, it's going to give you purple, red colors, and
Yes.
yeah, chefs
Okay, good.
like color.
Hmm.
But yeah, but other than that, that list looks good. I like
Yeah.
that list.
And also, uh, I planned to send this email 2 days ago, but I hold it for today meeting. So I need your comment if I need to put the price on this list or leave it blank, how I should come with the price, because this is something that I watch your videos about the pricing. You said we have to start with like a $2 per uh, ounce to up to $3, but that's for US. And here in Canada, we have a loss of the highest inflation.
Yeah.
So, do you have any recommendation for price per ounce or per ounce or per uh, like a pack? What I should put the price on this table?
Well, it is all about how much what your input cost is, right? That's what we need
Yeah.
to figure out. And crop budgeting. That's budgeting planning. I'm trying to find the location of it. There we are. So I'm gonna send you this link into the chat, so you can just go straight to the classroom. Um,
Okay.
watch this video, and you can download that sheet. It's the pricing sheet, so
Okay.
it'll show you. You can do your inputs into it, so you know what your actual inputs are, and then you can figure out what the prices that you need to charge. Right?
Okay.
because your inputs are going to be different than mine. My cost is going to be different, obviously, especially with Canada versus
Yeah,
US
yeah.
difference. That alone will be a big one. But that video is like an hour and a half long. It goes into really detailed how to use the sheet and
Okay.
everything else. But you'll probably just pick it up. You could probably pick it up by just using the sheet, but I
Yeah,
suggest watching the video a little bit at least.
sure.
And it will lead you through so you figure out your inputs and what you want to make off of it. So you make sure
Okay.
you're at least making money, right? Like
Yes, of course. Yes,
the worst
because
thing is you give a price to somebody and you figure out later down the road that you're losing money.
so far I'm losing money because I'm not getting any. I get there like $100 from one or two chefs, but I losing money because I had no like a program for selling products. So I have a
Yeah.
very unsuccessful on the selling or making money. And so I can, of course, I have to spend some time to understand your Excel
Yeah.
sheet,
Yeah.
but roughly give me some like a very general idea as you on your video that you said. For example, here when I present my already I give the sample to the most of the restaurant in the town, at
Yeah.
least two times or three times. Now when I send this letter to them, email, so should I propose the price or just not discuss about price?
In my initial talks in the beginning, I until they're ready to buy, I don't want to talk price,
Oh,
right? With
okay.
the chef. I want them to fall in love with the product and how to use the product and all that stuff, everything else. Now you need to be ready if they ask the price. You need to be ready to present that sheet.
Yeah.
But initial talks, I'm going in and sampling. I haven't even talked price yet until I give them the samples. I don't give them the sheet yet with the price on it until they've taken the products in their hands and at least have started to look at them and try them. And then at some point in the natural conversation, you're going to talk price or just hand them the sheet. You don't even have to say the price. You just
Mhm.
hand them the sheet and say, if you're ready to purchase, we can start doing an order. Do you got to gauge the conversation, or I'll follow back up with you next week. Something like that. And now they have the price sheet in their hand and they can look at it at their leisure. But you don't want to come at them at the beginning with price, right?
Yes.
You
Yes.
want people to fall in love with your product first.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah. So already two chef asked me for the price list,
Mm,
not the other 10, 12
yeah.
chef. So I can send it the list for those two.
Yeah.
Uh,
If they were asking price, I definitely would have it ready and give it to them right away. Yeah. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
In
but
general terms on pricing, yes, somewhere between two on the low end, like the broccoli, kale, stuff like that. You're going to be somewhere between $2 and $3 US dollars now. Um, you're talking cilantro, leeks, beets, things in
mm,
that realm. You're going to be up to like $6 to $8 an ounce.
6 to 8, $2, $3 per ounce,
Yeah.
28 gram, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
28
but
grams. Yeah.
$6 to $8 for the long waiting crop. So
Yeah. The
the
ones that are going
cilantro,
to, they're sitting on your
3 weeks.
shelves for, 2, 3 weeks. You need to
Yeah.
get money for that, right? Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so generally 2 to 3 for the dollar per ounce for like a pea and radish,
Yeah, pea you
broccoli.
could even be lower. Pea sunflowers they yield so great that you
Yes.
could probably be lower if you want to have a
Mm,
lower price point on them.
mm,
But I wouldn't go at the minimum $1.50, $1.75 for 28 grams.
mm.
Or if you want to
Okay.
round and do 30 grams, make it easy.
Okay. Sunflower pea, but for the rest, yeah, because the weight is for the
The seeds
uh,
aren't that expensive for peas, and they yield very well. And yeah,
mm,
so
okay, good to know. So, but for the conversation at this point that already they know me, they have my contact info, and I provide the sample. What should I do the next? How I should get them on the table to sign the like a or put the order?
so what was your explain your initial contact to me? Like when you went in, how many samples did you give them? What did you do?
Usually, I put the label with like a 4 ounce pack, similar to the what you. shows that your
Uh-huh.
videos and deliver to them, and even provide my business card with the phone number. And I said, don't hesitate to call me anytime or email me. Just the two of the this like a 15 chef reply to me, one with the text, another with the email. But I know they are super busy. When I go there, I try to be at 11 o'clock before noon, before they get busy. But they are might be forget even when I go there with my wife to have a supper. I say hi to chef. I said, we didn't forget about you. We will get back to you. We have a very busy time. So, but it's taken 2 3 months. So I have just some missing. So it is some gap. How they why they are not coming back. They are very interested, and even there is no other supplier here in town.
Okay. So, not talking personal time going back in as a customer and eating there.
Yeah.
How many times have you gone back in? Like
For
physically
eating,
went in the building after your first initial contact?
at least one time per restaurant.
And
Yeah,
did you bring more samples?
not at that time
Okay.
because I just was the
Okay.
customer. But yeah,
All right. So here's what I do. I'll just back up and like go like so. First initial meeting, I'll take. Say you have five products, 6 products. So you're going to take your best one you think is going to be for a chef, right? And you're going
yeah,
to take your least one that you think are best for a chef. So number 1 and number 6, right? You're going to go in with them samples. You're going to talk to them. You're going to give them all the information like you initially did and everything else. Then I'm going to follow up next week. Next week, I'm going to come in with number 2 and number 5, right?
mm,
If there's no initial like want to buy or anything like that, I'm going to give it 2 weeks in between, and I'm going to come in with number 3 and number 5,
okay,
or number 3 and number 4,
yeah,
whichever. And I'm going to give it 2 weeks, and I'm going to come in and give them samples. They still haven't bought. I'm going to come in 2 weeks later with no samples. Just my price sheet, just my
yeah,
contact information and everything else, and have a conversation with them. They still haven't bought. I'm going to go to monthly at that point. So I'm going to
yeah,
follow up every month. I'm going physically in every month, every 2 weeks, every week. Just like so you're going to physically go in and have a conversation to them because chefs are more of face-to-face people.
uh,
Um, they're not going to take time to get on a call or get on a phone call or text or anything like that. They're too busy.
yeah,
But if you go in, they're used to people coming in all the time. Produce people come in all the time, and try to get them to switch and everything else. So that's the method we use, and I'm comfortably saying that we close 90% of our restaurants by doing that method.
uh,
Because then they know you're going to show up, right? Because there's a lot of people that come and sell. If they don't
yeah,
get to sell, they disappear. All
yeah,
sales, 90% of sales are all done in follow-ups.
yeah,
If you don't follow up and physically follow up, you're not going to close it.
yeah. So follow, follow, follow.
Yep.
So uh, uh, because you just mentioned that I should talk about how they can like promote their menu or
Yeah.
include the margarine on the dishes. But I don't know how far I can go if I just explain something that you can make like a smoothie or something like that. They might be feeling that I'm teaching them something. I don't want to
No,
make
no.
it
What you
embarrassing.
do, so you pick a dish that you've seen on their menu, right? You're a
Yeah,
customer, whatever. You
yeah,
see a dish that's on the menu, and you're like, man, I've seen this dish, I've had it, and everything else, and I think this microgreen would pair great with it. So
mm,
you're enhancing their dish. You're not trying to change their dish. You're not trying to change their recipes or anything else. You're
yeah,
enhancing it, and you're just
yeah,
explaining to them. And then if you need to flatter them, right? Chefs are
yeah,
divas, so you need to go in and flatter them on their products and their dish and everything else, and be like, hey man, I was in here last month and I had XYZ dish. My wife had this. We absolutely loved it. And I seen your other dish and I was like, man, that would be great. And I just had this perfect product clicked in my head that this would fit perfectly with it. And I just wanted to share it with you.
mm.
Don't try to make the recipes for them, but enhance them.
Yes, yes, yes. That's a good point. Yeah. Mm,
Because if you do, they could probably take that as an insult, right? If you
Yeah,
if you do it the wrong
that's what
way.
my because English is my second language. Sometimes I have some issue with my
Hmm.
hearing, but I can, as you said, I have to go and talk to them directly. Mm, uh,
Yep.
so, and the other mm, question about price, because today when I delivered some sample to some chef, said I said, have you tried my sample before? I sent it 2 weeks and last other weeks. They said no. I had I was on the vacation. I couldn't make it, but he was very interested. He said we might order 25 pounds per week.
Oh, that's
But
a lot.
that's a lot, but it scared me. Maybe they don't have any idea about the microgreen.
Yeah.
So when they talk about the pound other than ounce, that means they are mixing the microgreen with the like a leafy greens
Yep.
or other vegetables.
And that's where you're going to have to probably do education on it.
Yeah,
I mean, like, oh, that's great, but I don't think you need that much because the microgreens are small, delicate things, and they go a long way for a little bit. you
yeah,
so then that's where you probably got to get an education because you don't want them. The worst thing you could ever do is they order 25 pounds, right? Thinking they're getting something else, and you go to deliver that and everything else, and now they're mad and they don't want to pay, right?
yeah.
So you might, yeah, it might need to be some education on that part. Maybe they just don't know.
So, and another chef, for example, order 300 ounce of the leek. So they said baby leek, and
Yeah,
I just said 300 would be like a lots of the produce. Uh, are you sure? Can I like make another one sample for you? Like 100, rather than 100 goes with the like a 20 or 30 ounce. So she asked originally 300 ounce. So when I bring it to her, she said, no, I need the baby
yeah,
leek like a baby leek on the picture that she Google it. It's
yeah,
actual leek.
yeah,
Yes. So that's another confusion. So
yeah.
how I should educate the chef?
Definitely with the samples, like that should help. Like if you is this one that just called you, or did you talk to him previously, or
Yes, they just back and forth by the text
okay,
cell phone.
be like that's awesome. Let me bring you some samples and show you what the leaks are that we have,
Mm,
and then go in and like then you can be in person and explain the leaks and the micro leaks and everything else because
okay.
obviously they don't. They're not understanding what you're selling.
Yeah.
So say that's awesome. I can do that for you, but first I'm going to come in and show you what I have.
Okay.
When's a good time to
Yeah.
meet with you?
Yeah.
Most likely they're going to set an appointment with you and let you come in, and then you can go in and talk to them. The only way to sell this product is in person. You have to be in person at some point, right? You can't just
Yeah.
be because there is a lot of confusion. We had, um, they still took the order because it was a school, but they ordered 100 packages of broccoli. Now this was
Mm.
through an aggregator who was delivering it.
Yeah.
They thought they were getting broccoli, like full heads broccoli when they
Oh.
ordered this. Although it said two
Yeah.
ounces and it was the
Yeah.
price it was and everything else. And he's like, "Man, you ordered it. We're here already. You have to take it. Like
Yeah.
you're paying for it." So we don't want to be in that situation. We obviously want people to get what they're supposed to be getting.
Yeah.
So that happens. People don't know exactly what they're ordering sometimes. So definitely go in and show them and be like, "Yeah, I'll come in. Let me come in." Like, I don't think the communication's correct here.
Yeah. Okay. So give me some pointer and tips about the home delivery because my wife working in the a committee that she delivers some of the like a we offer the zero plastic program, so they people bring their own basket, and my wife deliver to the like a job and put it for everybody. So they asked me to um, mm, like a price point, and do you have any recommendation for the just home delivery or the distribution with the monthly program, something like that?
Yeah, home deliveries are good, but also a pain because you're dealing with a whole bunch of individuals, right? Instead of one big orders for
Yeah,
restaurants or grocery stores or whatever else. But and people go on vacations, you have to be adjusting for that. It's giving you all the bad points. The good points
yeah,
is you're getting it directly to them. So you get
yeah,
full price for it, right? You're getting that retail price fully for it, which is good.
yeah.
Um, so um, are they going to be ordering directly from you, or are they ordering from a basket program, or like?
No, they order directly. They pay to my wife, and she bring it to the like an office, and all the colleagues they can take it. I'm not delivering to home. They bring it
Okay.
to the office.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
the best way.
yeah.
Um, Are you looking? What price point are you looking to get? Like, is it going to be like a $20 orders a week, or are you going to do per week? Or are you
Yes,
going to charge them per month? Or
yes. I asked the $20 per week, and they list as 100 gram of the pea, sweet pea, 100 gram of the mix, and 120 gram of the like herbs, uh, and like basil and
okay,
some. So it's 325 gram. So I feel it's very low price for $20 in Canada. But I just wanted to give them very good deal to come to the business, and they are
yep.
so happy. But how I can make it larger, because it's just 4 people right now. I need your tips and advice how make it even in the other places like a university. Right now, I'm in the other university. We have a 6,000 people
Yeah.
employee. So, is there any option that you can teach me how I can make it like a program and bring the uh, produce to the some distribution point, and people can come and take it? So, I needed some guideline.
Well, you got a good amount of people there, so that's a great thing. I would distribute. Are you allowed to distribute flyers or hang flyers up or anything like that anywhere?
What do
Like
you,
flyers, like are you able to distribute
line?
any
Yes,
information?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I definitely would go that route. If there's a community area, you can put it up, or if you can directly hand it to people, or put it on bulletin boards, with all the information on there that you can, and have them contact you, and put the correct information that you'll be delivering it there. They'll pick it up there or whatever else, and put a date and time that would happen, how much the cost is, get all your information on there. Um, but also when you need to order it by to make sure it's delivered, because a lot of people think they can just order for the next day, right? That's not always going to be the
Yes,
case.
yeah.
Usually never. That so make sure they understand that. Is there a kitchen where they're going to pick it up, or a place you can put it in a
Most
cooler, or
most of the department, they have a like a coffee room with
okay,
a fridge and the stove and the table.
okay,
So it might be good if I can put it like on the label, put the tag and put it in the fridge, that they can come and pick
yeah,
up on the fridge. So
yeah,
that's
I would do that,
my
and then
idea.
I would also like do some targeted Facebook ads, that explains that. Hey,
Mm,
you work at the university, you're looking to get healthy, you're looking to add nutrients to your diet. I got a
mm,
great program for you. You can just pick up your great nutrient packed microgreens right from your work. You don't even have to go shopping, right?
mm.
And do a commercial, do a Facebook ad directed to that. Just click on this link down here to find more information, and then just target it. You can like target people that work in that area with
Right.
Facebook. So they'll only get the ads like if they're in that area, and only if they're at the university's usually got a pretty good geofencing that you can use, and then they're only getting them ads. But yeah, run a very targeted ad to the for the university.
Uh, yeah.
And
Okay.
flyers and all that stuff, and talk to people, all of it's combined together and everything else. But obviously you can't talk to 6,000 people, so
Yes. But, uh, I just talked with the other chef today, and they said it's very simple. Everybody can does that. I do the all the macaroni in my home, and I'm not going to buy from you. So, what is your response if somebody tell you something like that?
That is awesome. Yes, you can grow them. They can be easy to grow, but they also take a lot of attention. So I do wish you the best of luck, and that is the greatest way to do them if you can do it. If you ever
Yeah,
find struggles, let me know. I'm here for you.
yeah,
So you don't want to make them mad, obviously.
yeah,
But, you want to make sure, hey, yeah, you can. Yep, you can. But if you find you run into problems, I know you're a busy person. So they do take a lot of care and attention to them, and that's what I'm here for.
yeah. Oh,
And you just leave it at that. And you follow with that one maybe every 2 months, 3 months,
yeah,
and see where they're at because if they truly are growing, and they're going to probably stop at some point because
yeah,
they get too busy.
yes, of course. Yes, they are friendly. Even they don't want it to uh, like a defensive set, but they said that honestly that I'm making that it's very fun, and he's very happy to do the same thing in this garage. Um, but my other question, because I'm moving to the other house, I purchased a new house because of the larger garage.
Nice.
So that's my plan to expand my operation production and with a larger scale. So what what is your yeah, I know you advise to start with scratch and do the branding right now. I'm just doing the branding. I need your some point because when I watch the your spouse video about the how to can make a label, and it's very obviously, to be honest, it's very complicated. I couldn't get it because I was thinking that I missed one part. So because she jumped right away on the middle of the making it using the software, and I tried several times. I couldn't follow up with that labeling. Maybe sometimes she can give us another like simple step by step for the more like a mm, beginner, not professional people, because she's a professional and she know what to do. But
Yeah.
for the teaching, we need to start from scratch and build up. At least we need to get head of something about software. So I try to use the like a Microsoft PowerPoint. So PowerPoint is very easy. I make it like six of the identical and put it label, so it works for me.
Okay.
But I like to learn your professional point about the labeling and even tracking barcodes, kind of things. Anything that can help me when you go on large. I need to track everything. I need to have a barcode, even batch number, something like that.
That's a good point.
Uh,
Maybe we'll just do a whole video series on that and do step one and from the very beginning, from not knowing
yeah,
anything to
yeah,
advance, right? So
yes. That's I guess is because even on that video it was recorded, but people asking something that at the end they said we should hire somebody to do that. So that means they feel that they are not comfortable to do the same thing. So it's better to start for the as a
hey,
teacher.
hey, I
Yeah,
watch her do it, and I've seen
yeah,
it, and I've watched the videos, and she could probably teach it in a very basic way to me, and I still
yeah,
wouldn't want to do it. But
yeah.
that's just me. But you're right. We
You're
we
professional, you know, with things. But for the beginner like me, I need to start with some very simple point. But even if she wanted to update it or give it some intro, at least that would be helpful for me, for other people. And the question for the expansion of the my uh, like a my green. So what else I need to know, and what is your comment suggestion if I know I want to go uh, bigger in the next like 2 3 months?
what do you need to do in the next 2 to 3 months? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Um, keep promoting yourself. Number one, post post a lot of pictures of everything you're doing. Show people what you're doing. Show them what you're growing. Show them how you're eating it. That's the baseline, right? Like
Mm,
people need to know and see because they're gonna if they look you up, they're gonna look you up on social media, right? So they need to see your business Instagram and have that set up and have pictures on there and videos or whatever you're doing. Put all that on there. Talk about the microgreens. Talk about how you're using them. That's the baseline. Second, talk to as many people as you can about microgreens. If you're going for restaurants, make sure you're promoting the restaurant kind of stuff for that. If you're going for the home deliveries, you want to talk more about how to use them in a mill for that point, for that for sure. And just keep perfecting your grows, getting better and better because there's always little things we can do, right? And then protecting your sales pitch. So the only way to perfect going out and talking to people is to go out and talk to people, and then make
Yeah.
sure you're following up. That's what everybody forgets. Follow up,
Yeah.
follow up, follow up. You
That's
could
the
be
biggest.
horrible at selling this. If you follow up, you will make
Yeah.
sales.
Yes, that's the point. Yeah. And
And people get
uh,
discouraged when they go into a place and don't seem that interested,
mm,
but they don't follow up with it. And if they would
okay.
have followed up 2 or 3 more times, the chef might have been ready to buy at that point.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, one one question, not about the marketing, about the production. As I said, if I wanted to go in the larger place and the operation, of course, I cannot handle everything. So I need to hire somebody that maybe has a better marketing skill. But what is the main cost of the operation, not the capital? I'm not asking about the capital cost, the operation cost, like a labor job or seed or soil or space rental, energy, power, gas. What is the what I should expected about the operation cost?
Labor is always going to be the most costly, but if you're doing it yourself, that's not a factor, but you still need to think about that as a factor, right? Always going to be number one is labor. Um, Second biggest cost is going to be your soil slash seeds. They're kind of in there together. But if you're getting the proper amount of yield off of the products, it's really not that big of a deal what they cost. It really doesn't, the yield outweighs the cost there. So really the cost of this business is very low to get into, especially if you're doing it in your house because you don't have a
Yeah,
building to pay for, right?
yeah,
So for us, the biggest expense is the building at this point.
uh,
But when we were in our house, the biggest expense was probably the up cost in power. Just because residential power costs more than commercial power.
uh,
Our power went down by 60% when we moved into the warehouse because commercial's cheaper.
yeah,
Anyway, here. So the biggest cost for us was the raise in the power bill was the biggest cost. But for inputs, they really don't cost that much when you start actually figuring out what the cost per ounce is. So we do
mm,
everything cost per ounce, and that's how we figure out what we could charge. That's what that sheet's for.
okay, so
So
she's
really,
very
really, it's a very low expenses in this business once you get it up and running. The biggest expense
yeah,
is learning.
yeah. Yes, of course. Yes, that's another. Because when I was working in the large greenhouses or vertical farms, usually we use the tray washer. So
Mm-hmm.
tray washer is making very simple, easy, and very accurate to clean, disinfect the trays.
Yeah.
Do you think that it would be useful if we use the tray washer, or should I think about the placing or putting because it need a three-phase power and some space. What do you think about? Have you think about the tray washer?
If I could go back to the beginning, first, now that it's available, it was not available. Uh, I would get a dedicated tray washer for microgreen trays.
Mm,
That would be the first equipment piece beyond the racks, lights, soil, tray,
yes,
all that stuff, everything else. But the first equipment, tray washer would be the first thing I would buy.
yes. Because I can recommend you or send you some thought because I work with the different tray washer companies that I tested. They are very well for the microgreens. Might be the size of the microgreens tray is almost the same,
Okay.
but even they are more 30. But for my past experience with the tray washer. Uh, rather than the tray wash alternative, you should buy the like a thief department sink. So the sink is itself has a $20,000 in Canada. I don't know about in US, but the twenty
Depending on the
thousand
size,
dollars.
yeah.
Yes. So for that, the commercial sink. So with that $20,000, you can buy the very good, high quality tray washer, yeah, and you don't need that big of sink at all.
Yeah.
So and it's big of the saving time and everything is automated and easy to run.
Yeah. Because that's tree washing is probably the biggest bottleneck when you're doing microgreens, is because you have to get them clean. So
Yeah,
even doing them by hand and scrubbing them and all that stuff, everything else, it's for us. We're planting right now 450 trays, so that's double the trays, right? So you got 900
every
plus
week.
trays to clean every week. So
Oh. So you have to have it because it is saving a lot
yeah,
and it's more accurate because by the hand, sometimes people, even myself, get tired and just skip some of these or yes, maybe it's it's very important and we have to do it accurate.
yes,
So,
agreed.
and yeah, perfect, perfect.
All right, Saeed, I got another call that's getting ready to go in about 30 seconds.
Awesome.
So
Thank you so much.
yep.
Appreciate your feedback. But I will come back and ask you questions.
Oh
Sorry
yeah,
about that.
that's why we're here.
Really appreciate your support.
Awesome. And I'll
Okay,
send you a recording of this video. This note taker will have all that for you and everything else, so you can rewatch it
perfect,
if you need to.
perfect.
All right.
Thank you so much,
All
and
right. We'll
say
see
my
you.
hi to
And
your
don't forget, we
wife.
do have a meeting tonight at 6 o'clock for the group
Six
if you want to
o'clock,
join. Yep. It's
of
a group
course.
meeting where everybody's there. So,
I will.
all right.
Thank you.
See you. Talk to you later. Bye.
See you.